Hi and welcome to lesson 3. In this lesson we're going to learn how to tidy up our folders and move files around our folders. We can move files from one folder to the other, and we can copy files from one folder to the other, or cut and move files from one folder to the other. If you have a look over on the left hand corner of your screen here, you'll see the Windows Explorer pane. In Windows 8 we call this the File Explorer pane. So on this pane, as you will see here, I have the Documents folder open. This is the folder we have been working on from the beginning. Within this folder, just underneath, you see this English, Geography, History and Maths. To access these folders, if we look here just to the right in the big pane, we have English, Geography, History and Maths. We're going to start for this particular exercise on Geography. So we're going to open up Geography by double clicking. And within the Geography folder, we'll see we have a History 1 paper, a Maths 2 paper, and a timetable for Geography and History. And we'll know we're in the Geography, it'll be the last folder in the line on the pathway up the very top here. So we're within Geography. We do not need History 1 paper in Geography. So what I'm going to show you how to do now is move it into the History folder. By doing this, we click on the History folder and then right click. We are then going to cut. Because we are going to move, we're going to cut. If we were going to just put a copy of it into the History folder, we would copy. But for this instance, we're taking it out of this folder, and if we click on the cut, now with two options. We can go back to Documents here and go back into, we want to go into the History folder, or we can go directly into the History folder by clicking over on this one. That will bring us into the History folder. We know we're in the History folder by looking up above. We right click and we're going to paste the History into the History folder. Now rather than go back and get the other Maths one out of the History folder, while I'm in here, I'm in History, I know this Geography paper belongs in Geography. Same thing, I'm going to click on the Geography paper and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to cut. I'm going to go back into the Geography one and I'm going to do that over here. I'm in Geography, I can see from up here I'm in Geography. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste. As you can see now, the Geography one is in here and the History one I moved is back in the History paper over there. Last one left here now is the Maths paper. So Maths doesn't belong obviously in Geography, so I'm going to click on it with the left click, right click, and I'm going to cut it out here. And by cutting, I mean I move it. And I'm going to put it into the Maths one because that's where it belongs. And if we have a look up here, we're in Maths. I'm just using the Explorer pane because it makes it easier to navigate. I right click and I paste. Now, while I'm in the Maths folder here, we can see I'm in Maths. I can see there's a timetable in the Maths folder that covers both the timetable for Maths and History. So I actually do need it in the Maths folder. So what I do is I click on it, I right click, and this time I'd like a copy of that in the History folder, so I don't need to keep jumping between folders. So I take a copy and I'm going to go into the History folder and I'm going to right click on the blank space and I'm going to paste. Now as you can see, I have a copy of the timetable for Maths and History in the History folder, and I'm in History. And I took a copy from the Maths folder, so if I go back into Maths, I see that it's still in the Maths one. So I haven't taken it out of the Maths, I've just taken a copy. I can also do this with the English and Geography, I think it is. So Geography, I have the timetable for Geography and English, so I click on it and I can right click and I can copy. And then I can go into, I have Geography and English, I'm in Geography, so just double check up there and I want to go into English. And I right click and I can paste. And then I have one in here as well. We can do this with any number of files. As you can see in this one, I have an English essay one that should be in the folder, but it's within the same English folder. So what I do in this case is I pick up the English essay and I click on it with the left click and I keep the left click held down, and it's an essay, and I just drag and I can move it, as you can see that comes under, and I drag it into the essay folder. When I open the essay folder, you'll see there is essay 1. I can go back to the English folder by just clicking here out on the left hand pane, and then the poem, I left click, hold down the mouse, and I'm going to put that into the poem folder. There we can see it's gone in. And I just show you over on the left hand side, just so as you can see, I'm in the English folder and I open the poems, poem 1. And as you can see up on the top, the pathway is documents, English and poems. So I'm within the poems folder. I now click on the documents folder, and as you can see, I'm back out to where I started. Just at this stage, you may have noticed the title geography on the geography folder is misspelled. A little tip of this is, if you notice something may be spelled wrong, you can just click on the folder, right click, go down as far as rename, and that makes the title active again. We can go into where we can see there's an extra R in here, take it out, and or rename and click, and there we are, our geography is corrected. I know this will take a little bit of practice, and you may need to play this tutorial a number of times in order to grasp how you can change files within folders. Now what will follow will be a small assignment for you to send to me, and any feedback as usual will be gratefully welcomed. Thank you.